I've been inspired to make this video by one of the members of Proper Golfing, Mr. John Doyle, who believes that the golf swing should be like eating a bowl of porridge. You shouldn't have to think about it. You put your spoon in the porridge, you eat it, and it should be that simple. And I think we would all agree that far too often the golf swing has been made too complicated. I'm going to say by modern technology, really slow motion cameras, high-tech TrackMan type devices that are able to really track things to a minute detail. And yet we all know that the golf swing is a free-flowing motion, and it's not really about positions pieced together. It should be a flowing motion, and I think it's my duty to really help golfers understand how to do this in a relaxed way, in an effortless way, so that you can have so much more fun on the golf course. So what I want to do now is just share my philosophy on the golf swing and how it should be made much more simple. So it really starts with a setup. So let's try and keep that as simple as possible. We're two-sided, hopefully. Ideally, if everything meets in the middle, we're not going to be too far off. So do I want to favour one side or the other? Not necessarily. Let's keep this as simple as possible. Ball position. There's not going to be a great deal wrong with keeping the golf ball in the middle of your feet. So from here, if I just put this nice and simple in the centre, I don't have to have the ball positioned off my left heel for every shot and widen and narrow my stance. Let's keep this as simple as possible. The golf swing is like a big circle, and there's a bottom to the circle, and then it starts to lift up again. Ideally, the bottom of that circle is in the middle of the body. Now, if your body's not moving correctly, then yes, the bottom of the circle will change positions, but generally, if we're moving efficiently, let's keep the golf ball in the middle of the stance for most clubs. As the ball gets higher on a tee, then yes, we can start to move the ball further forward in the stance. But if you start to move the ball back in your stance, it's going to complicate things again. It creates unnecessarily angles that aren't going to really benefit your golf swing. So if we're trying to keep this simple, let's keep it in the middle for most golf shots. If you're really looking to improve your golf game in a structured way, you should be signing up to propergolfing.com. It's an online golf academy where I'll be able to help you fully understand what it is that you need to be doing to play your best golf. Part of your membership, you'll get instant access to a library that's full of factual information and videos that's really going to help you improve. You'll also get monthly coaching sessions with myself, and you'll also get an invite to a weekly Zoom webinar where we host members from all over the world and we discuss all things golf. Yesterday's was about the 1% marginal gains, simple things that we can all do to make our game go to another level. So if you are serious about your golf game, you really do want to improve, get signed up to propergolfing.com. The backswing, very, very simple. It gets way overcomplicated. So people are talking about positions, getting it right here, club face strong, club face neutral, club face weak, whatever you want to call it, but it gets too complicated from here. Then people want to keep the arm straight, have a flat left wrist, create angles in the body through impact, making sure you're turning through impact. It really puts the body in an unnatural position, which unfortunately is definitely causing injuries for golfers. So there's quite a lot of I'm going to say top tour players out there who are really struggling with lower backs, knee issues, neck issues, elbow issues that we see all the time. Now, is that an easy way to play golf? I don't think it is, personally. How about we just simplify the backswing as a turn and a setting of the wrist? As simple as that. Turn, let the wrist set correctly. Now, again, if we were to simplify the wrist action, all they really need to do in the golf swing is cock and uncock. So if I was to throw something in a straight line, I'm going to throw it pretty straight from here. If I want to put a bit of power in, I could lean back and really start to throw it a bit further. Now, if I start to close the club face arch my wrists, keep my arms straight. This all becomes very difficult and very complicated for a lot of golfers. Now, I'm not saying that this doesn't have a value, because it clearly does, and there's people doing very well with it. But if you want to just simplify your golf swing, have a think about just simply turning to hip height and then that natural throwing action of the golf club. So that's going to keep your club pretty much on line. It's not like I'm rotating my wrist around here or lifting my arms. I'm just turning, cocking the wrists, putting the golf club in a really nice position from here. Now again, the times that you're going to see people talking about impact. Impact, impact, impact. Everybody's talking about it. Get your body in such a position that's going to deliver the club nice and square. Now, we know that golf swing is not about a position. It's a movement. It's a flowing motion. So how about this? From the top of the backswing through to the finish, make that one motion. Not start with the hips, hold the lag, keep your head down, extend your arm, high finish, turn into your left side. It's all getting far too complicated in my world. From the top of the backswing through to the finish, one flowing motion. What's difficult about that? Turn from the here to the finish, one flowing motion. Now when you're doing that, you're getting a weight transfer, you're getting a turning of the body, you're going to have fabulous coordination of the club and the arms through impact, so we're not trying to get the body out of shape in relationship to the arms and the golf club. It's all going to match up really nicely. You're going to be able to hold your finish, which again is a massively important part of the golf swing. I was watching a lady on the range at the Oxfordshire yesterday, and all she did, it was all about hit the ball and that was it, and everything stopped. Now we know that that's not going to produce very consistent golf shots, and believe me, she hit a lot of inconsistent golf shots. The journey of the golf club is not the golf ball, but the finish. It has to start to finish over your shoulder ideally, and again this is enabled if you're nice and relaxed. If I'm tight, this is going to cause even more issues in the golf swing. If my head's stuck down, this is going to stop you moving very well. So let me just hit a shot nice, and so I feel really comfortable in my setup, just back and through. Uncomplicated, efficient, effective. Let's just do that again. So what I'm going to do now is just turn to the top of my backswing and stop just for a second, and then from here to the finish, one flowing motion. One flowing motion, not trying to hit the golf ball hard. It's easy to start to put some speed in at the bottom of the swing where we might need it, but we don't have to force this. It doesn't have to be overly difficult and overly complicated, as it so often is taught on YouTube, in books, on videos, so on and so forth. It really is a simple motion once you allow that to happen. So nice neutral setup, turn, cocking of the wrists, nice and simple all the way through. Let's just do that from face on. So we're just turning, simple throwing action to the top of the backswing, all the way through to the finish. The less complicated you can make your golf swing, generally the more fun you're going to have on the golf course. And if it's effective and you start to finish in a lovely balanced position, this is going to allow you to play some of the best golf of your life. So ideally, if you're struggling with a golf swing, get back to simplicity. Don't make it difficult. It's not all about positions pieced together. The golf swing is a flowing motion, and allow that to happen. Let the golf ball get in the way of the golf swing. So I hope this has sparked a little bit of interest, and is going to enable you to start swinging with freedom instead of complexity. And a really good coach should retain the complexity and pass on the simplicity. That's really what we're looking for. Let's keep this as simple as possible. Effective, yes, but keep it as simple as possible, because you're going to have a lot more fun on the golf course.